Vasquez, Capcom Bat Sports here with Bobo, Open the Bible Belt Brawler, fresh off his BKFC 17 win, classy, powerful, wonderful team with him and his wife, his manager. Ugh, wonderful, beautiful story. Great guy. I got to be in the South, live in the South for a while, and some that's great people. He just reminds me of something. But before we go there, listen, I need to know first of all, how did you get your start in the fight game?
Man, I very first started off, I had some friends in high school in Mobile wanted me to go fight in this tough man contest.
Oh
You had to
boy.
be 18 to fight in it, and I'm one of the kids that turned 19 before he graduated high school. but
Yeah.
so I I went down there and I fought in it, and college prospect, football athlete. I mean, I was a big offensive lineman,
Okay.
305 pounds. I run a 40-yard dash in 4.8 seconds.
Oh, so you're an
I used to
athlete.
move. Yes, sir, all the way around. So I went down there and I fought a couple of times, and I'd win the first fight, sometimes the first two fights, and then so get in there with somebody that's in shape and knew how to fight, and they'd beat me up. And I decided I wasn't gonna let that happen no more. So they had a local trainer out there, Johnny Smith, and I got Mr. Johnny to start training me. I went from 335 pounds down to 225 pounds in about 10 months. But listen to this, that 335 all the way down to the 225, I only dropped one pant size in the waist. So I was big. I was big and
Big guy.
muscular, is what I
Yeah, he
was.
was sick,
I was.
thick boy.
I was. Yes, I was huge, muscular wise, trying to go and play semi-pro football. Well, anyhow, I got down to 225 and went in 2007 and won all the tough man contests at the fairgrounds. Then I went and fought the tough man contest that was on TV at the Hard Rock Casino over in
Mhm.
Biloxi
Mhm.
and beat it. Then I turned pro
Yeah.
and ended up going 10-6 as a pro boxer. And
Mm.
I has done quit that, got married to this girl, and she told me no matter what, it wouldn't be no fighting.
Mm.
And she wasn't gonna be married to a fighter. I was like, all right, that's cool. Then I seen my buddy Brock Weaver on fighting this bare knuckle, fighting Joe Riggs in a quote unquote bare knuckle fight.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Brock
man,
Weaver.
that
All
ain't
right.
no bare knuckle. That's illegal. So I reached out to Brock, and Brock was like, yeah, man, this is cool. This is what we're doing. You got to reach out to Mr. Roy, talking about Roy Jones Sr. over in Pensacola.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him, and he started training with him a little bit. Then got in touch with my old trainer and begged my old trainer. He finally got back in it with me, and we went and fought one time. Well, then about a year and a half rolls by, and I tell my wife, I'm like, look, I know you said I can't do this, whatever, but I really want to do it. And she said no. So we go to church one day. That's why I took a year and a half off. She said no. So then we go to church one day, and in church, good Lord's got it on my heart that I need to be fighting. So I'm like, nah, this woman done made it clear I ain't fighting, so I ignored it. So
Yeah.
look, it was less than 2 minutes later, she nudges me to lean down to her so she could whisper in my ear. She said, I feel like the good Lord's telling me right now, you need to be fighting. I don't like it, but that's what I feel like he's telling me. Man, I start crying, like ugly crying, like my whole body's bouncing. I'm crying so hard.
Oh.
She's like, what? Well, I'm like, no, I couldn't. I just shake my head that I couldn't tell her.
Yeah.
We got in the car, and I tell her what had happened. It was just laid on my heart. Not 2 minutes before you reach down and tell me what you told me. Man, I start crying. She starts crying in the middle of both of us crying, having a little moment there. She says, she stops crying. She says, well, I guess you better get your fat butt in shape then, hadn't you? All right.
Hey,
So,
that's your wife. That's funny.
yes, yes. Sir. So, look, I went
Yeah.
to training, man. I trained for a few months. And then I got in touch with a guy that was managing fighters at the time. And I was like, hey, look, I want to get back in this BKFC. Get me in there. So he calls me about a fight. About a month later, he calls me about a fight. You want to fight this guy? I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay, well, it's in 11 days. Okay, cool. I'll fight him. Well, you know anything about him? No, but I'll figure it out. Just, yes, the answer is yes. I'm ready. And that guy wouldn't fight me. And then he called me about another guy the next day. That guy wouldn't fight me. My answer was yes. I didn't know anything about him. And then he calls me the next day. He's like, "Look, man, the main event fell out. Won't none of these guys fight you? They wanting to find somebody to fight Mike Cowell in the main event down here." I was like, "Oh man, that Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. I hope y'all find somebody that y'all like to fight him. I really, really hope y'all find somebody y'all see okay to put in there with him. Is that well? We're hoping you'll fight him. And
Mm.
man, I had my little flip out trip for just a minute. I was like, yes, heck yes, I'll fight him, man. That'd be
Yeah.
an
Didn't take
honor
you
being there
long.
with a guy like Mike Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't
So
take you
then
long.
I fought him, and that's where it kicked back off. After I fought Mike Kyle, then I went and fought Sam on then Mike Kyle. That card was main event. Then the next fight was against Shoemaker, which was the main event. Then the next fight I fought Adams, and then we wasn't the main event or feature and co-main, nothing like that. And then after I fought Adams, I done got down on myself. I lost to Shoemaker and Adams,
Right.
and I mean, you got to get something together, boy. So I started working with a guy out of the UK.
Yeah.
You know, you got the guy from the UK over there, Mr. Jason Williams, and I started working with him via FaceTime. And he's training me 100% via FaceTime. And so I started working with him, and next thing you know, I get a phone call. Nate Shook calls me. He's like, "Hey man, look, we got a something happened. One heavyweight got hurt, and then they're pulling the guy up to fight in the main event, and
Right.
we need you to fight the guy he was going to fight." I didn't know nothing about this dude, but the answer was yes because I always told Nate, "You call me, my answer is always going to be yes." So I agreed to it, and
Company man. Yeah.
then we get up there and we go to fight. Here's my thing. This is the way I look at things now. My company at work, I got to take care of that place. Even if I get called in at the last minute, I got to go in and I got to take care of that place because that place takes care of me. That place feeds my family and puts clothes on my family back, roof over their head.
Yeah.
That's
I
the same
get you.
thing. Same thing with this business here.
Get you.
If I'm prepared or if I'm not prepared, that's on me. That's my fault. I'm always supposed to be ready. And if they call
Yeah.
me and they're like, "Hey man, we need you. We need you to come to work."
Right.
What kind of man am I, knowing my family's got needs and everything, to sit here and say no, I ain't coming to work? You know
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any
exactly.
sense at all.
So I stay ready, and I'm always ready to go in. I'm always ready to bang. But the main thing that got me into all this was whenever I saw my buddy Brock Weaver getting ready for his fight and then fought his fight, and I reached out to him. He's like, "Yeah, man, this is all about you, Bobo. This is all about it." He said, "I remember the way you used to box." He said, "You got this down pat this here." So that's
Yeah.
what got me involved in all of it.
Yeah. I've seen you fight. Never dull. Somebody's going. Somebody. So it's always one or the other. So somebody's gonna go. This last fight I saw.
Yeah.
You know. I saw. I saw the guy, and I mean, you dropped him a few times. You dropped, and the guy, he was tough as nails, man. That's something you
I
can't
mean,
teach. You can't
yes.
teach someone. And then you're some gigantic guys, man. You ain't no little one. And the guy, and bless all because I'm not a big guy. Let me tell you, but guys like that big, and you shooting ham hocks each way.
Yes.
So even if you don't eat pork, you definitely be eating some pork today because those big ass hands, and it's all
Yes.
bare knuckle. And I saw you and him, and I was like, oh man, it was entertaining, but
Beautiful.
in the end, just classy, man.
Awesome.
Sportsmanship. Yeah, I was like, wow, that was nice. And he's a nice guy. I think it and has that background. I think it's just your style, man. And when you start connecting, I saw you get up one time and just finish a dude, but you gotten up.
Yes, sir.
And some people, and that's probably how you are in life.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Like, man, dust, let's go. You know what I mean? Or next
Right.
time, or next time. But so but I knew. I said this. Without saying the word, this mofo, he ain't playing with nobody. Somebody's
Right.
going. Somebody's
That's
going.
right.
He shows up, and I just saw you fight, and I saw you fight again. But I think aside from that, I mean, you definitely got the power going on. But
Yes.
aside from that, just the whole story is so fucking man. It was so cool, man. and then at the end, man, the way you guys were, I was like, wow, that's, it's like, because you didn't personalize anything. I mean, some people personalize. I mean, if you draw the line with certain people with certain things, of course, things can get
Mm,
personal, you know.
right.
But knowing that you're an athlete all around, you've always
That's
been
right.
athletic. You have a competitive edge. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody likes you, but you keep. Like I was telling somebody today, keep moving forward, no matter
Yes,
what.
sir.
And he said, I'm not mentioning any names, but because he was going through some hard times. And I says, look at these guys. Look at the stories. These ladies. I said they come from different worlds, different backgrounds, different whatever. I said, but one thing is that they keep moving forward. They reinvent. They go in there. They train. They change things up. I said, and that's a particular thing where nobody's giving nobody's giving that away. Nobody giving
No,
titles away or giving victories away. Say, oh yeah, I would like to lose or what? Hell no. And then
no.
you standing across guys like big guys who can strike, guys who have power, guys who have heart like yourself, and that's not easy. Heavyweight is always, and it always will be. It could take
That's
just
right.
one.
That's right.
And because when we were watching the fight, I was like, yo, these are some big ass dudes, man. These dudes are slinging boulders at each other, man. So every time, if you
Right.
don't move for then you get hit. That's why it's like some people you can watch it, and I said, what makes bare knuckle different than when you used to box? What differences do you see?
All right. So this is crazy, and people don't understand it. And most people, even after I explain it to them, I don't think they still believe it. But I would rather get punched in the bare knuckle than I would with a pro boxing glove on.
Wow.
And the reason why, you take a piece of a 1 inch thick, let's take a piece of half-inch thick particle board, put it up in front of you. You get to wrap your wrist and your hand, but no tape on your knuckles, and punch that particle board as hard as you can and try to bust a hole in it. You ain't gonna hit it very hard, man. Yeah, it's just particle board, but still, it's brand new. You ain't about to hit that very hard with your bare knuckle. Now you take that, put a cast on top of your knuckles with gauze. Take a cast about
Right.
3/8 of an inch thick, and
Yeah.
it's hard.
Right.
Put it on, and then take a 10-ounce boxing glove, which is about this thick, about an
Mm-hmm.
inch and a half thick, but the padding ain't cushy. The padding is spread out to where when you hit with it, you feel them knuckles and everything through it. You feel a big, hard, solid cast through it. So then you take that and put that on and try to drive it through that half-inch thick particle board there. You can be able to hit it as many times as you want to, as hard as you want to, without hurting your hand. Now transfer that into fighting. If I got your head standing in front of me with bare knuckles on, I got to be careful about how I hit it. I got to be careful about how hard I hit it. I got to be careful about if my hand lands flat or just this knuckle lands or just that knuckle lands. You got to be careful. You got to throw
Yeah.
your hands right, and you can't just flat out just throw that baby as hard as you want to, because
Mm-mm.
you're gonna break that hand. But you put the pro boxing gloves on.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to worry about it no more. Now I
So
can just drive through.
how did you successfully navigate that? Like when you have someone in front of you, do you find straight punches work better, or it just depends on the situation?
It really kind of depends a little bit on the people that you fighting. Like my first fight was with Troy Beats,
Mhm.
a veteran southpaw, and
Okay.
I
Yeah.
say veteran because he's been in 1,000,001 street fights, gym fights, pro fights, amateur
Yeah. I
fights.
know the guy. I
This
know the
this dude,
type.
okay, he's been fighting,
Hmm.
fighting. But he knows how to throw his hands in. He knows how to use his boxing technique very well. So I had to be a tactician with him. And then once I got him wore down, which I knew I needed to take him to the later rounds to wear him down. Once I got him wore down, then I was able to come out and be a tactical brawler. So I was able to sit there in the pocket a little bit longer than what I would have and throw more punches, a little bit harder punches. And then, like with Mike Cow, I knew I needed to throw nothing but straight punches. I knew it needed to be all straight punches with Mike Cow because he's an MMA veteran,
Right.
a very
Mike. I
well
remember
known.
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember Mike. Yeah.
and he throws them big shots. He throws them good punches, and I knew that everything I needed to stay covered and everything needed to be straight down the middle so I could get it back in time to catch that big punch he was coming with. And the game plan worked
Exactly.
out pretty good there.
Exactly.
Now with Shoemaker, I thought for some reason I was just gonna let him just hit me. Like I was just finna be some He-Man, just let him hit me. And he did. He caught me with a left hook instead of that right hand. I was waiting on that right hand. Like I tried to headbutt him, but he caught me with that left hook, and I went down, man. I couldn't recover. He ended up
Yeah.
dropping me 3 times, and then with Arnold Adams, look, I done talked to a few different people that fought him, sparred with him, people that knew him about it, or whatever, and heard that he couldn't punch. And so I went in, and I
Yeah.
was thinking I was gonna let him punch me, and then we tied up in the clinch, and he punched me pretty good. And they said whenever he moves his hands real fast, he don't have no kind of power on it. So I was just goofing, man, and next thing you know, you
Yeah.
find out that not everybody's telling the truth to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Just so I guess lesson learned. One of the things was don't believe when they tell you a guy can't hit at it,
Yeah,
especially at heavyweight. They can say a guy has
yeah,
pillow fists, whatever. I don't care. It's still a punch coming my way, but you can gauge that. But at the heavyweight, that's tough because it's
yeah,
still a
man.
big
Everybody can
big
bang.
dude, man. You
Yeah,
know, but
we
but
we
but
all can generate power.
hell yeah, and I see that. I'm like, because it's at most guys at that weight. I don't care if some people consider that they don't hit as hard. Because when you think consider the guy who does hit hard, he hits hard. Like damn,
Hmm.
this guy hits hard like
Hmm.
woof. You know what I mean? But this guy hits hard like, oh boy, get that pillow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
it's just different levels. But I think you're getting better and better. And the way that you're explaining it to me, your mind, you were like thinking, oh, I will be all right. But the fact that you can say that, I appreciate that. Because sometimes
Yes.
people don't want to say that. They want to say, oh, I don't want anybody to think I was thinking this way. Look, man, you're the one in there, not me.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm
You
gonna be
know?
100%. I ain't got a cocky bone in my body, man. I'm not a cocky, arrogant kind of person.
Hmm.
Whenever it comes to this competition and stuff, well, I'm just not. So I wasn't being cocky. I wasn't being arrogant or anything like that. I was
Mm.
just thinking that
Judgment call.
oh man, that I got this. This is okay. It's gonna be something that's gonna hurt a little bit, but it's not gonna knock me out. I got this. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just settle down. And I find myself settling down too much,
Yeah.
and so whenever I went in here with they come at me. When I went in here with Zach Calmus the other weekend,
Yes.
just
Shout
settle
out to
down,
him
go
too,
in
man.
here and
He's a
just
he's a good guy.
yeah,
He's a good
a
guy, man.
trooper man and a super good dude. Yes, sir.
Man, dude, and what a
So
and what heart.
oh
Jeez,
yeah,
man.
definitely,
Cause you were
definitely. I
landing
told
like,
myself for that one. Yeah, I told myself
yeah.
for that one. I said, just settle down. See, I've been working with a new trainer, a guy from the UK, Jason Williams, and we've been working via FaceTime.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, Mr. Jason didn't really want me to take this fight, and but at the same time, like I told him, I was like, I done already told Nate Shook, that if you need a fighter, you call me. And so that's what happened. So, I got to, at that point, if I don't stand by my word, what kind of man am I if I don't even stand by what I
Mm,
say, you
that is
know?
true.
So,
I wish a lot of
so
people were like that. Unfortunately,
right, right.
so nowadays sometimes it's hard, and then you may
Yes,
stand out, and you wish you didn't have to stand out for something like that. You wish everyone else
e-
was like that. But
exactly. I wish it was a normal thing to where, I just got looked at normal for it,
yeah,
but,
yeah,
then again, like you say, this day and time, man, things is different.
of course.
But so, I
Yeah,
don't know, man. It's just, a bad place we living in these days, huh? And a mix with a lot of good in there too, though. It
it
it is still
does.
a lot of good out
You
there.
know, and I try to hopefully like use not just my example, but you guys, you the fighters examples of that people can make it and can change and like you guys fight. You're not fighting in the street, going out there starting trouble, doing the stupidness. What is that? You think or and if you think all these guys if they who's gonna stop them? Nobody, but they don't do things like that. It's usually the people who don't do things, who are not involved in that, who have those issues for whatever reason. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but that there is an outlet if they do have something, that
Hmm.
competitive spirit, or that whatever it is that they got to get out. But that you guys, story, you move forward, you press for something hard. I mean, the job interview is great, is like no other. You know what I mean? Where you got to
Yes.
show up for work. It's not a
Yes.
job many can do. Cause
That's
what
right.
a that's a hell of a shift, boy. When
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
punch that
Yeah.
clock, it's like, oh shit, you know.
See,
And I see you, bro. Hey, yo, sometimes you're bleeding, and then
mhm.
sometimes the other guy's like leaking. I'm like, yo, what they was this, a slaughterhouse? And then yo, but you keep going and going and going. I'm like, damn, this dude, he got fucking heart, man. But
Look, man, let me tell you, a lot of guys, a lot of friends, a lot of people I know here and there, they'll see me, they're like, man, I wish I had a chance to get in there. Shoot, I'd get in there and fight, for a couple rounds for that kind of money. Oh, for real? You'd get in there and fight for a couple rounds? Heck yeah, well, okay. So you're going to come with me every day after my 10 and 12-hour shift at work. You're going to come with me to the gym and train with me for a couple hours too. And you're gonna wake up early on the weekends, and so we can get these 3 days in on these weekends. You're gonna come
mm-hmm,
do that with me too, and
mm-hmm,
then you're gonna sacrifice time from your kids and your
that's right.
family because you're having to do all this. So you mean you're gonna come do all that with me? Oh, I didn't say all that. Oh, well then shut up
Yeah,
because you
because
ain't
if you
willing
ain't
to
gonna do
do it.
that, it
Then
takes hard work. It takes hard work. It's not just someone coming off the street. Uh, just, oh hey, you want to get in here and do? I don't recommend that. I do not
no,
recommend that, because you got this guy over here and
no,
he's training hard, and he's his technique. There's everything else coming at you. You know, and I'm not gonna stop anyone from wanting to live their dream and do whatever. I'm not gonna say that. However, make sure that before you get in there, you know what it feels like. Not only to hit, but to get hit. You remember
be
what Mike
ready.
Tyson said? Everyone has a plan until they get hit. Dude, it's not. It's
Yes.
not. It's not easy. And I don't want anyone to stop anyone or dissuade anyone from their dream. But it's like you said, it takes hard work, and you work full time.
Oh yeah.
Then you have to go because
40
you got
to
to support your
60
family.
hours.
Shit, man.
Yes.
Then from there you got to go and train. It's not easy. It's something you takes. It takes time to do, and it takes time from your family.
Hmm.
And it takes time. It it's something that you need to do if you're going to be involved in something like that. Like, it's
Oh
like you
yeah.
said, if they like, I asked people, I said, well, what kind of training are you doing? What are you doing? Are you training? Are you doing this and that? Are you smoking Black and Miles and eating cupcakes and just hanging out, going to restaurants, doing? Because those guys are not doing that.
Right.
I guarantee you they're not
Right.
doing that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't know. And then Bare Knuckle, I'm not sure that's some, like I said, I was talking with another fighter in the previous interview. He also fought on that card, and he was talking about, like we were talking about, that make sure you can take it and understand, to just know what it's about, because it's easy to look at something
Hmm.
and think that. And the fighters like you guys, you're amazing. You're amazing because you do it. You love the fans. You want to give great performances. This is your story and the whole world story. Everything is great, but it takes a lot out of you. Sometimes, like some people say, they may have left a piece of themselves in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
come on, man. Are you kidding me, man? Dude's slinging them. And it's bare knuckle, but it depends. And a lot of combat sports, and you can do it. Just remember,
Right.
it takes a lot of hard work. No
That's
excuses.
right.
No excuses. It's like your boss. You think he wants to hear a bunch of excuses? What if you're the
No,
boss? Would you like me to come with a bunch of excuses every day? Oh, this. Oh, I stubbed my toe. Well, come on, man.
no,
And if you're
no.
in there, that's not a job that you want. There's really small margin for error, brother.
Right.
And I saw you, man. But I'm proud of you, man. I like your style, man. And a lot of
Thank you,
people,
sir.
I know they tell you that, but you seem to have a lot of genuine people around you. Probably nice. It's just a quality circle, which is
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes.
It's good.
My
Sometimes better
my
have more quality than quantity, because You know.
Look, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My circle, my real circle that I keep close to me, is a very, very small circle,
Good.
and there's very few people in my circle because of what you said. We go genuine quality. I don't care if I got 100 people there. If I don't care about having 100 people there. If I'd rather only have 10 good people than to have 95 people who's there willing to just get something off of me and stab me in the back, and then only five good. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, I want nothing but quality around me.
Mm-mm.
You know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a bunch of it. We got a bunch of good people in our corner.
And you
So
deserve and most of the time that sifts out, and you're gonna gravitate towards each other, and and just their actions, your actions, it's gonna show. So that's always a plus, man. And I see that also your wife manages fighters as well, and also manages you. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that? How is that? How does that work? How does that make you feel?
Look, man, I started that. I had a manager, and I was talking to my wife about getting some sponsorships or whatever. And one thing led to another, and my wife ended up getting me a bunch of sponsorships. And so I was like, look, you're gonna do that. I'm just gonna make you my manager. And we'll call you my manager. You will be my manager. You'll talk to them about the fights. You'll take care of all the paperwork stuff. You'll get the contracts and get me to sign them, and you'll send them back. And we'll do this legit. We'll get you registered or whatever we got to do. Bro, look, I come home, and like,
That's wonderful.
look, 3 or 4 days later, I come home, and she done registered with the state of Mississippi Athletic Department to become a legal manager. She's a
Wow.
licensed manager. She was managing just me, just putting everything into me. And now she's reached out. She's like, you know what? This is fun. This is awesome. But when you don't have fights coming up, I'm bored. So I need fighters so that I can have fights coming up, so that I could be hitting the roads and footwork and everything and emails and everything to get you sponsors. Hey, okay. I say hitting the roads. Look, my wife can't drive because of all of her health conditions. So she
God bless her.
literally, look, yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. She will literally have people come and pick her up and take her around the town,
Oh,
and take her and visit sponsors and get email addresses and whatever. But she'll have people come and pick her up and do the road work for her. Help her take her around or whatever.
that's
And then
dedication. She loves her man.
oh yeah, so she loves me, man. She loves the fighters. Period. This is
She's a
what
great.
she wants to do.
Yeah.
She got a big time pride thing about it, where she wants to know that her fighters are getting just as good, if not better, than what anybody else's fighters is getting. You see, so we hear about this fighter getting this kind of sponsorship, this fighter getting that kind of sponsorship. She wants her fighters to do the same thing. She wants to be, her fighters to get good sponsorship money too. Man, a lot of fighters are making more in sponsorship than what they are in their actual fight purse.
Um,
And that's what
yeah.
she's wanting for all of her fighters, at least be able to match their fight purse.
That's good because her heart's in the right place, and sometimes and you have good managers like that, and then you have some managers that are whoa.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, buddy.
yeah.
but
That's
but
right.
it's a blessing because it's your wife. You're there. You know you can discuss it. You're right there. You don't have to set up meetings. It's so many
Right.
advantages to it, and she really cares for you and cares for the fighters, and she shows that love, and it's from a genuine place in her heart.
That's right.
No phony stuff, no whatever. I don't care how many followers. She just does it, and for someone to do that, because she understands because her man is a fighter. The
Right.
man that
Yes,
she
sir.
loves right there, that she shares her life with. So she has that spot in her heart, and I just thought it was worthwhile, man, to mention that because that's a lot. People can take a page out of that book, and I love the story, man, and
Look,
I'm a sucker for that, man.
yes, sir. Look, let me tell you how much she loves just doing what she does more than anything. She loves doing what she does. She loves seeing the fighters uh, work, and loves seeing us smile. She had a guy that she only had a couple weeks to get him some sponsorship, and wasn't just people wasn't biting, but people wasn't doing nothing this time.
Mm.
So I think out of what she was gonna get him, I think she was gonna get like $300 out of it, $400 out of it. And she told him, she was like, "Look, man, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you keep all that? Because I wasn't, yeah, I worked hard, yeah, I worked my butt off for you, but I wasn't able to get you enough. So why don't you do me a favor and you keep that money, and we'll do something next time. Maybe next time I'll be able to get you enough where I feel like it'd be okay for
Mm.
you to pay me out of it. So I mean, that's special, man. That
Yeah.
means a lot to me. She's that away, and she's that away with the fighters, and just is I think it's awesome.
Yeah, she has a good name, which is irreplaceable.
Yes, sir.
It's something that once you have it, people look at you and they know you. They know your reputation. They know how you are. They know how you work word of mouth. So that is special. That is special, man. You're both special and you both deserve each other, man. And God bless you on that.
Thank you, sir.
I just thought that should be out there because that's a wonderful thing. And you have other managers. I know some. I don't mention. I just thought that because I don't really know them like that. Only some.
Yes, sir.
I know some in other MMA and boxing stuff like that. But I myself am not a manager. I would like to. I don't mind in the future, but to do it the right way, like your wife,
Right.
genuine, because
Right.
I really would want to do it right. People
Yes, sir.
deserve to be represented, right? They were the ones in there. I'm too old for that shit, so they got to get their butts
Mm,
in there and go in there,
yes, sir.
and they work hard for that, man, and they deserve it. They deserve
Yes, sir.
everything that they get, every penny. You know what I mean? And if anyone else disagrees with that, get your ass in there and you'll
Mm,
see.
right.
That's
Right.
it. That's what I'm gonna go in there and maybe you'll find out what it feels like. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
let somebody tell you that I'm not gonna pay you.
Right. Right. You be
Okay,
wanting to fight again?
thank you. So you're gonna be like, oh, well, my next fight is right now.
Yeah. 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 That's right. That's
but
right.
but
I bet you told that line.
yeah, man. But it's always a blessing. What's next on the horizon for the Bible Belt Brawler? For you, my friend. What is next? Are you gonna? Do you know of any upcoming fights? Are you just resting up right now? Are you on any? Were
I'm
they telling you anything?
I worked out 2 days last week with my trainer, and that's only because he talked to me a little bit, messaged me throughout the day, and seeing that I wasn't taking no for an answer. He knew I was going to do something at the gym, and so he's been talking to me all them days and let me know that this week is going to be an off week. Ain't allowed to do nothing this week.
Hmm.
So I'm at the house. I ain't got no fingernails. I'm at the house chewing my fingernails off, doing nothing, and I can't do nothing this week. So that's what this week's about. Recovering, and next week we're gonna get right back on it.
Right.
Um, I'm I think they said they want to do something around August in
Okay.
Biloxi. They can be back
Biloxi,
in Mississippi in
Mississippi.
August. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good.
Um,
Good. All right.
I'm I don't know about an opponent. I ain't
Nothing yet.
nothing yet. No, sir. And
Yeah. So
I hear
yeah.
some talk going on a particular guy wanting to fight and having trouble finding him a fight. And I made a promise to him that if him and his manager, I made a promise to him that if they come over and they have trouble finding a fight, then I'll step up and I'll fight him. Not trying to be no big or bad. I'm better than you, nothing like
Mm-mm.
that. But just saying, hey, I step in. I fill that gap if you need somebody. So I might have to cash in on another promise here.
Mm.
So
Okay.
uh,
So besides any particular names you call now, or you just gonna wait for them to shoot your next opponent?
oh yeah, I'm waiting for him, man. I don't care who it is. I don't call people
Yeah,
out.
you
I
don't
don't
care about that.
want. Yeah, I don't want to fight anybody. I want to fight whoever gets in the ring. Whoever the fans want to see me fight. Whoever they want to pay me to fight. That's who I want to fight.
Hey.
And
Yeah.
it ain't nothing about wanting to fight them. It's just wanting to get in there and compete. That's who I'm
Compete.
competing
The
with.
competitive spirit. Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that, and I'm glad that people are able to are going to be able to know you more, the man behind the fist. You know what I mean?
Yes,
As opposed to just that, like you see the guy like you don't know, but to know
right.
more, to know and to learn and to follow your journey and to and to always, and never give up. And maybe like if they want to get involved, it's like you said, you already told me what you would your advice would be to someone, the training,
Yes.
dedication, and how everything would have to be in order. So you already told me that one. I was going to ask you the question, but you answered it. And
Yes.
it's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's not. I mean, it takes hard work for everything, but I would say combat sports in particular, you know, it takes hard
It,
work. Not
it,
saying anyone can do it or can't do it, but it takes hard work.
it's kind of like this, you know. If you picture yourself being in front of the whole school with your shirt off and
Oh yeah,
standing there in your underwear in front of everybody, and that makes you nervous, then you don't need to do this because
yeah, I got
this
you.
this is this is worse than that, worse of a mind trip than that.
Yeah, you know what? Somebody, I remember some guys years back in the gym. They would be do great, but if something happened when they had to fight in front of a bunch of people,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like, and I couldn't explain it, like why they would do. Maybe there was something, but they would look great in the gym.
gym
But then
fighters.
when they were over there, I was like, I'm like, this the same guy. What's going on here? It was like
Yeah,
a block. So I agree in a sense with that. If you can't be shine under the lights or shine brighter than the lights or be in tune with the lights, then you're probably gonna be messed up because you have so many things coming. As you know, the cameras, the people, the interviews, the
mm-hmm.
eyes. People are watching. And like I said, that's why sometimes some guys say, well, in the gym, he beats this guy. I says, but you know what? Maybe that's in the gym.
we yeah we ain't in the gym right now,
And in the gym, but now it's not a sparring session.
right?
Now it's go time, and in front of a bunch of people. That's what changes. These are the things that change things
Yep.
that I know you've seen it like a bunch of times.
Oh
So
yeah,
you know,
we call them gym heroes. You put
mm,
them in there on a speed bag, they can look like Mayweather on the speed bag. You put them on a heavy bag, they look like Tyson hitting a heavy bag.
hmm
Put them on a double end bag, they look like Manny
hmm
Pacquiao on a double end bag. Then all of a sudden, you put them in there sparring, man, they
yeah,
look like American world class could be champion of whatever division. Then you put them in front of a crowd, even just sparring in front of a crowd
it looks
or
weird for them.
especially fighting in front of a crowd, and all of a sudden they can't do it no more. They like you said, they look out of place. They look awkward. They
Deer in the
just
head, like yeah, it's just like even
yeah,
drills, things that you've seen them or you worked on. You were like, what the hell is this? Like I don't know. So you can't.
yeah.
That's one thing you can't give them. It's like can't give a person like heart. Like it's like uh, Reggie Barnett said that he's like some guys have it and some guys don't.
That's right.
You one of them guys. I know I'm gonna keep seeing you in there because you're the type of guy that
Yeah.
keep
Oh yes.
keep you keep going. That's who
Yes.
you are. Um, and that's a testament. That's strong because some guys they go there and females
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the first time then they don't want any more of that
Right.
even if they win it's like rough
Yeah.
but it's something that there's a competitive spirit. There's something that you like to get out there, you like to compete
Look,
and
man.
you know
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be for real with you. Every time I get out there, I make myself a little more well known. Somebody else finds out about me. Right? We agree
that's
with
right,
that, right?
that's right.
Okay. So, the main goal of this whole fighting for me, period, is that a doctor somewhere sees what's going on with my wife, gets interested, and looks at it, and is able to find a way to help my wife more than what she's being
Yeah,
helped now. You know, then
yeah, man.
on top of that, for somebody to look up in my corner and see that God is good on my banner in my corner, And for somebody to see TTJ, wonder what hashtag TTJ means, looks up toes to Jesus. Looks up the way that we live, the way that we love people, the way that you can look at us, you can see the actions through us. You can tell. You may not know what it is, but you can tell it's different. You can tell that things is different with us, and
Yeah.
then be able to look at it and see that hey, it all comes back to God, man. Look at this dude. Look at him. He just looks like he'll walk down the street and eat children, eat stray children. That's a bad looking dude. And then you get to talking to me, and then you're like, oh man, he's humble. He's nice. He, blah whatever this and that,
Yeah.
and
Never
people
judge
know
a
that.
book, man,
that exactly,
because you don't
exactly.
know. You don't know
That's
what a
right.
person's thinking. I can't look at a person, and if I could look at a person and I know what they're thinking, wow, I'm not worried about them.
Be rich.
I'm worried about
Right.
this guy knows what everybody's thinking. Like, what's that's crazy. Because you can't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes people say a person has a certain aura, as to stay away. You don't know them. You haven't
Right.
spoken with them. I talked to you and many other people. You know, I'm a certified trainer myself under NASM, but I dealing with people is you can't judge people. Some people have a face that looks, you might say he looks mean, she looks mean.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just how they look. Maybe they
Right.
just don't smile a lot. Maybe they do smile. Maybe they're smiling on the inside. I don't know. I'm not
Right.
Dr. Phil. I'm not trying to go there. I'm not trying to like look at them and analyze or wonder what if they had a good day, and I don't know what they've done. But then you get to talk to them. Like I talk to a lot of people, some of the best, most just genuine, humble, straight up people. But I tell people
Right.
sometimes when in person, usually people put it all there out there on the line in front of everyone. Usually more straight up people,
Yes, sir.
you
Yes,
know.
sir. That's right.
So yeah, so that being said, the fact that you say that you do that so in hopes that you fight in hopes that someone recognizes, so you can come up with a cure, help your wife with her medical issues and said, it blows me away, man. I don't know how to. I don't want to get emotional here because I'm not doing that one.
Right. Right. I'm
I'm
with
not
you.
doing it.
Yes.
They're gonna say, "Hey, you see this guy," but I truly appreciate that.
Yes.
That puts you on a whole different level. Maybe if certain people who don't know that or other fighters, you know,
Look,
it's
look,
it's
look at
crazy,
this real
man.
quick. Look at this real quick. You see all these scars up here?
Yeah,
Yeah. You see black eyes. Look at his nose. You see how bad that nose been broke before? All these scars up here. You see all that?
yeah.
Look, I'll take it a dozen more times if it'll help that woman out. A
I got
dozen
you.
more times. All the pain that come with them
And
scars, all the
she
blood that
knows, and
come with them scars.
she knows that. She knows
Yep.
that,
I,
and I hope to give exposure to that to help her as well. You know,
I
in
appreciate you. I greatly appreciate
whatever way, man, because that's such a huge. That's bigger than wow. That is the reason that you do what you do. That is your reason.
you. Yes, sir. That
Gotta have
that
a
and spreading
reason.
the love of God.
Yeah, and spreading the
That's
love of
right.
God, man. I tell you, man, you are that's amazing because you don't know a person till you talk to them,
That's right.
and people would be surprised with some of the people. It's like you say, look, oh my God, it looks like you some of the sweetest people in the world. Now, I'm not saying like a person can be sweet, they could be nice, gentlemanly. I mean, they may just have the ability to choke you out, knock you out, whatever. Should
Yeah,
if you step in their profession, whatever, in the street thing, you really don't try to get involved with stuff like that.
that's
If
right.
someone does is trying to hurt you or whatever, or your family, whatever, that's an entirely different story. But you're not going
Oh
out.
yeah,
No one's going out there doing that. Think about it.
that's right.
So the fact that you do that for your wife, man, that kind of wow, that kind of touched me for a second. So I had to, but I recovered. I, rec-
Oh, so
I
good
recovered.
stuff.
I
Good
was like,
stuff.
oh,
Good stuff.
I had to shake it off. I was like, oh, it was one of those moments like, oh boy, you look at somebody, go, oh. It's like sometimes it's like with certain people in my life, you know, you're they say, oh well, he's a softie in a way for this, and other people are going, we're all human, man. We
That's
all
right.
cry, we
That-
live, we laugh, we love. The
That's
fact
right.
that you have that belief in God like that, and it shows, man, your dedication to have to go out there and fight in hopes that somebody sees this, a doctor or something like that, and that's love, bro.
Look, look,
That's love, man.
just
Because
to
yeah,
just to prove what I'm saying, so everybody can tell that I am indeed telling the truth of what I'm saying. I fought Mike Kyle in October. I fought Sam Shoemaker in December. I fought Arnold Adams in March. I fought Zach Calmus in April. I ain't playing. I'm being for real. I
back to
joke and
back.
cut up with the best of everybody. But whenever I tell you what I'm telling you the truth on it. I have fought 4 times since this past October. So the more I fight, the more chance I get of that person seeing me. That person who's going to be able to help, the more chance I get of them seeing me, with the more I fight. So don't expect to see this old Joker going anywhere anytime soon, not unless they tell me, hey, you know what, you washed up, you gotta go.
Loving the style,
They tell
brother.
me
Genuine.
that's right.
Let me
That's
tell you,
right.
man. That that, that's amazing. That's amazing because I haven't heard that from anyone else. As far as their reason and the things they do and the things they've done, I haven't heard that. Uh, that's amazing to me. And I'm sure a lot
I'm,
of other people and fans, know that, and a lot of people will get to know and know that story. And I know the fans. That's a wonderful thing for you. But the fact that if it brings more exposure for your wife, even better, man.
right.
Even
That's where
better.
I'm at with.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because
sir.
that's what you really do it for. And wow,
Yes, sir.
man, that is a blessing. So you don't know anything about another opponent, but there's one opponent that you are constantly that you're looking to defeat all the time, and that's that with
That's
like
me.
that's you. But also, it's funny the fact that you keep pressing forward and do that for your wife is a wonderful thing to conquer that opponent of whatever is ailing her. You know,
Yes, sir.
uh, wow,
Yes, sir. She's got
amazing.
4 different nerve diseases. She's got 2 heart diseases,
My
4
lordy,
different intestinal diseases, a few different nerve diseases. I think it's she got 11 total different diseases.
bless
Uh,
her. Oh
Look,
Lord,
sometimes she can eat this one thing, and all of a sudden she can't eat that one thing no more. Now you got to figure out what the one thing is that she can eat and can keep down. And then sometimes take you 3 or 4 days to figure out what it is that she can eat. And then she'll be able to eat it for about a week, and then you got to find out what she can eat again. And that's a constant battle that we fight there. She lost 70 something pounds last year, I
oh
think
my
it was.
God, yeah,
Yeah, and so she done got down, small and just whatever, all because she can't eat and stuff like that. Bro, look,
wow.
if all I got to worry about is an almost 300-pound man standing across the ring from me wanting to beat my head in, if that's all I got to worry about, I'm good. Because
Yeah, I
this
feel you on that
woman
one.
fights
When
these,
you put it that way, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
this woman fights these battles all day long, every single day, man. And
ugh,
yeah, some medicines that put her on to help her for a little bit, and all of a sudden the dysautonomia is the main one. It had decided it wants to change the way it's affecting her. So now all of a sudden those same medicines that made her feel great yesterday,
don't
they don't
work.
work no more at all. They don't work no more today or next week or next year or next month. They don't work no
Yeah,
more. Now
yeah.
they
I'd
got to
like to.
find a
I'd like to
different
bring some
medicine.
awareness to that too, to that specific illness and whatnot. I think it's worthwhile so people understand who may not understand some of these things too, because they're not commonly named or spoken of or in the media a lot. But that's like a that's a disease that that's weird. It
Yeah,
like it's thinking like to how to outdo this medication so it doesn't work and keep progressing.
exactly.
That's scary.
So, and the
Scary.
main thing is called POTS, dysautonomia. The POTS brand of dysautonomia, I guess. But what it does is it messes with the way your brain and heart communicate. So she sits down, your heart rate's supposed to slow down, but hers to speed up. You stand up, your heart rate's supposed to speed up. Hers will slow down, cause her to pass out. Uh, it's just endless. Like her blood pressure. She takes medicine to keep her blood pressure up. Sometimes she'll start feeling dizzy. She'll take her blood pressure. It'd be like 85/60 something,
Hmm.
and so it'd be real low. Sometimes it'd be like
Oh Lord.
78, 79/50, 70, like
Ooh.
65. Yeah.
Yeah, I get
So
you. Real. It's.
yeah, the numbers will be real close together and they'll be real low like that. And she'll have to start
Yeah.
taking the medicine and be maxed out on the medicine. What we found out through one of these groups on Facebook to have these other people who all had the same disease, found out that when she's maxed out on her medicine, she can't get her blood pressure to come up. She can't do nothing else. Smoke a cigarette. I
Yeah.
said, it ain't no way. Well, one night her blood
Does.
pressure got down to like 75/60 something. She was talking crazy. I mean, talking crazy.
Hmm.
And so I'll go out the door. I fly up to the gas station, get a pack of cigarettes, come back real quick. I light one, I put it in her mouth, and make her start smoking it. About halfway through the cigarette, she come back and she was like,
It's
"Oh,
weird. It's weird, but
yeah,
that is true because it's known to elevate your blood pressure.
that's right,"
It's
and that's
weird. It's
exactly
weird,
what
but
it
but
does.
it's a fact. It's a fact. And I tested that actually on someone because he was taking he was taking blood pressure medication. So
Hmm.
he took a certain amount, but because of the pain, it would go up. Not really natural, but he took this blood pressure. It was low,
Yeah,
and he lit a cigarette. And when he took it again, like about few minutes later, it was up again because it was too low. And I was like, when I said, if you walk around with your blood pressure too low, you can pass out, man. And if someone's all
right, right.
into a coma and if no one's around you to see that, you never know, But
Yeah,
wow, that's tough. And I know when you have to go
yeah,
training and stuff like that, man, it's tough. But it's in your heart and you carry that with you, man. I didn't know you got such a heart, man. The heart is
yes, sir.
bigger than the man.
Thank you,
Heart is
sir.
bigger
Yes,
than
sir.
the man.
No
Yeah, man.
doubt.
So every time you go in there, now the fans, man, real fans, people who from all over the world who hear this and they see that can't help but not be a fan in some form of fashion. Just say, because it's if not the sport, the athlete, or but I like both. You know what I mean? I think it's it's
Yes,
it's intriguing to see how because people how their reactions to it are, man. But wow, I definitely would like to bring some exposure on that and when I post this, speak on that as well. God bless you, man, and I know you're a hardworking man. I know
yes, sir.
you love man your wife and family like no other man, and I appreciate you and I appreciate your time.
Thank
I
you,
think
sir.
that
Very welcome.
you're definitely one of the not to judge like other people about it, definitely one of the better souls or the
Yes, sir.
more changed souls that I've met in the fight game.
Yes,
I've met some great people, man. I know some great people, and some people who sometimes some people say battling with demons. Sometimes it's battling with responsibility and accountability. Who knows? I don't know.
right,
Only they know.
right.
But I that's a wonderful story, man. And if it's gonna jerk some tears, man, maybe it needs to. People need to count
That's
their
right.
blessings, man. Count their
Yes, sir.
blessings, you know. And we come from a time that you're from the South, man. You know, so everyone respect your mom and your dad
Yeah,
because they could be going through
that's right.
something like that. God bless you, man. I appreciate your time. The Bible Belt Brawler, Bobo O'Bannon, Heavyweight, BKFC. Look at them ham hocks. Look at them knuckles, Miller. Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Love you, man. We love you. And man, I appreciate your time. And God bless you, man. And your
Thank
wife.
you, sir.
All right?
Thank you, sir. I love
Well,
y'all. God bless you. Y'all have a blessing.
thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.